Welcome to Suzanne's studio. I'm Suzanne Barnett, your host, and this is such a special night because I am going to introduce Joe Ferrara, who comes once a year to entertain us, and Joe is just totally one of my most favorite people of the world. He's a humanitarian. He's a successful business owner. He's a fantastic musician, as you will see, and many other things, but I don't want to keep talking. I want to introduce you, Joe. I'm so glad you're back, and I want my audience to know that you promise you'll be back next year.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I look forward to it.
Okay.
You know, it's been almost 2 years. It has.
No.
And we're still here, and we're still happy, and we're doing it. It's great.
Oh, well, I'm so happy to have you, but I would like you to tell just briefly a bit about yourself.
Born and raised in San Jose.
Yeah.
Moved to Santa Cruz in '76. Opened my business in that same year, '76, a comic book store. It was supposed to be a hobby, and 6 months later we got Star Wars, and that changed everything. So we've been in business 42 years. I'm celebrating this year the fact that when I was 19, I started playing professionally in clubs. I had been playing in, little rock bands and little school dances and things, but I started playing in restaurants and clubs when I was 19, and that was 50 years ago. So we're celebrating that this year, and I continue to sing every Sunday at the Cats in Los Gatos and every Friday at the Shadowbrook in Capitola.
And I also want to say that you're a cancer survivor, and you do so much for prostate cancer. Could you tell us just a bit about that?
Very quickly, I had I got diagnosed at age 55 with prostate cancer. I was very lucky because two of my friends, customers in my store, had told me that they were diagnosed and they had no symptoms. And I thought, well, I have no symptoms. Maybe I should get checked. I did, and I had it. So we got it early. And as we all know with cancer, if you get it early, you can treat it. You have more options, etc. So I had surgery, and I've been fine ever since. And my mom always used to say, if you can make a difference, you should. So I've been active locally in Santa Cruz with Prostate Cancer Awareness Support Group. And then I'm also on the state coalition, California Prostate Cancer Coalition, that supports statewide local support groups. And I'm involved with Us Too, which is a national organization as well. And every year in September in Santa Cruz, I promote a free concert, bring in friends who are musicians who play a lot of music to raise awareness in September, which is National Prostate Cancer Awareness Month.
And you also received the humanitarian Bob
Clampett. Yes.
Humanitarian Award for
my work in prostate cancer. Yeah, very quickly, that was a big surprise last year. The comic book world has their equivalent of the Oscars, and they give away what they call the Eisner Awards, named after a pioneering artist named Will Eisner. And along with those awards, they created an award to recognize every industry has people within that industry who do humanitarian work. And over the years, Bob Clampett was a cartoon producer, and he worked on many things, Speedy Gonzales, Beanie and Cecil. He did so many things. And his daughter Ruth is still alive. And she and I have been friends over the years, and it was a real joy last year when they surprised me, and Ruth handed me the award last year for my work in prostate cancer.
When do you have time to sing?
I sing every day. I sing more than I see my wife. She'll tell you first.
Oh, no.
It's terrible. I'll sit, what's delightful is I'll sit in my office, which is the second bedroom, and at the end of the hall, she goes to bed at night. And if I'm working on a new song, she'll yell from the other room, don't sing, just play. I want to hear the guitar. And it's not an insult, it's just that she likes the guitar play.
Well, let's get started.
Well, sure.
Oh, come on.
One of my joys is singing songs that people recognize that maybe they haven't heard in a year or two, or God knows how long, and they can't help but sing along.
Not me.
There's a bright golden haze in the meadow. There's a bright golden haze in the meadow. Corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Big breath, here we go. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, the cattle are standing like statues. The cattle are standing like statues. They don't seem to care as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, the sounds of the earth are like music. The sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree. And an old weeping willow is laughing at me. Big finish, here we go. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Oh my goodness. Bravo, bravo.
Thank you.
And I want to also tell our viewers that you know 1,000 songs.
I now know 1,310 songs, and that does not include Christmas carols. And I don't have them all in my brain. I have about 350 up here. And through the magic of technology, I have a Surface Pro mini pad, and I have the other 950 worked out in there so that if somebody asks for even some obscure thing, if it's in there, I can play it for them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's the best part of this, is when people look at me and all of a sudden I'm singing a song that was made famous by a woman, or maybe there's a song that is from a Disney movie or something like that. I'll always tease them and say, you didn't know I was a Disney princess, did you? Because I have grandchildren. In fact, when my granddaughter got married, while she was getting her photos taken, I sang nothing but Disney songs because that's what she wanted to hear.
Oh, how darling.
So that's the special gift of music, that we can touch everyone.
But it's such a special gift that you could remember them.
Well, that's why I keep
well,
the
you're
little...
still a young guy. So,
yeah, well, you know,
yeah.
people ask me, how can you remember so many songs? I say, I have no clue where I parked my car, but at least I can sing the songs.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
really?
It really is. It is.
Okay, what's your next song?
My next song, talk about being kids. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity. My, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity, Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity. Wonderful feeling. Ah, what a wonderful day. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Oh, what a wonderful day.
Yay, keep
Yeah.
going. Gotta do another one.
So, do you know what that was
I-
from, that song? That was from Song of the South, Walt Disney's Song of the South with Uncle Remus. That won an Oscar
I
for
don't
best.
remember that.
You don't remember Uncle
That
Remus
was-
and
that was
Brer
way
Rabbit?
before my time.
No,
Yeah,
okay,
come
way
on.
before your time there. Yeah, okay. And of course, the first song was from Carousel. It was from
Yeah.
Oklahoma with Gordon
Yeah.
McRae, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we zip forward to Another kid song. This one's really popular in the clubs now. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead, you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed. You just remember what your old pal said. You got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got troubles, I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. Stick together, we can see it through. You got a friend in me, yeah. You got a friend in me. Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am. Bigger, stronger too, maybe. But none of them will ever love you the way I do. It's me and you, boy. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. Some of the folks might be just a little bit smarter than I am. Bigger, stronger too. None of them will ever love you the way I do. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me, yeah. You got a friend in me. Never getting rid of me, boy. You got a friend in me.
That's a darling song.
Isn't that great?
I've never heard that before.
That's from Toy Story.
Oh, okay.
From the Walt Disney movie Toy Story.
Yeah, yeah.
And it really, a lot of people think it won the Oscar that year. It did not. It got beaten by another Walt Disney song, Colors of the Wind from Mulan, which is a beautiful song.
Oh,
which
I love that song.
we'll do next time.
Okay.
Yeah, but these are songs that people recognize right away.
Yeah.
And people ask me a lot of times why I don't sing more original songs. And I don't see that as my function. When the time is right, I'll do an occasional original song. But when people go out to have a good time, it's going to take time and money. And we don't have enough of either one these days.
I'll say.
And they want to hear something that basically music is nostalgic. And sometimes I'll ask people, do you have a song that reminds you of your parents? Or a special song. Sometimes when a couple comes in, there was one couple that came in, it was their 40th anniversary, and I asked them if they had a special song. And they said, no. I said, okay, I'll pick one. And I sang Unchained Melody, and they got up and danced. He said that was perfect. He says, I forgot, they played that at our wedding. So, you know, that's the joy of being able to have the music make those connections. And whether it's young or old, and other people discover, like the Toy Story song you just heard.
Yeah.
And the message is wonderful. You got a friend in me. Well, I'm not going anywhere. You know, it's very special. So what else have we got? Well, another movie song. Many people think this is a Beatles song because remember when they were on Ed Sullivan and it was such a big deal? Well, Paul McCartney sang this that night on Ed Sullivan, but it's from The Music Man. There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all till there was you. And there was music and wonderful roses, so they tell me, in sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never and wonderful roses, so they tell me, in sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew, there was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you. Till there was you.
Joe, you are so good. And I'm so excited because I pretend that nobody else is around, that you're singing to me.
That is the secret.
Is that
That is the secret.
Is it really?
Absolutely. When I look around the room when
Yeah.
I'm singing,
Yeah.
I look at everyone's eyes. I look them in the eyes,
Yeah.
and there is that connection.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely, and it doesn't matter. You know, I had for many years, for 30 years, I had the privilege of singing the national anthem at the Giants.
That's right.
You know, and it's just, people are people. There's just more of them. But from where you're standing, you can look into the faces of people. And when you make that connection, it really drives home what the music is all about, what we've been talking to. I'm sure you've been to places where you've seen a musician play, and they do everything but look in the eyes of the audience. And I don't know, some people are afraid to make that connection. Some people, it's just a whole different thing. But if I don't have an audience, I'm just a guy on a chair with a guitar. And it doesn't matter if there's one person or 100 people or however many. It's communication.
But let me ask you, when you're playing,
Yes.
how does that make you feel
Oh.
inside?
I was just listening to myself singing this.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what a delightful little space we are in. And it sounds a little bit like when I'm sitting at home in my office and I'm just playing like this and working and just, I don't have to oversing to impress anybody. I'm just here to make the sound come out the best way I can. And when I actually make a nice turn, or when I actually do something that is musically satisfying, it physically, it has a feeling to it. You
That's
know,
what yeah.
There's a physical response. I can tell you that last year I sang for about a year on Saturdays at Aldo's on Winchester, not too far from here. And it's kind of, I was background music, which is fine. It's a big noisy Italian restaurant. There was a man with his mother and his 2 daughters. He was probably 50, mom was probably 80, and the daughters were probably 30s. And before the night was through, I made all 4 of them cry. He asked me if I knew a specific song or if anything by Cat Stevens, and I sang Father and Son, and he breaks into tears. His daughter's, Dad, are you okay? And yeah. And then pretty soon I sang something in each one of them. So I touched every single one of them, and I thought, man, what greater gift could a performer have than to communicate and move people like that? Absolutely.
Another one, please.
Another song.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Singing in the rain, I'm singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my eyes and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I'll walk down the lane with a happy refrain, just singing, singing in the rain. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'll walk down the lane with a happy refrain, just singing and dancing in the rain. I'm singing dancing in the rain.
I don't know what to say. One is even better than the next one. What's the next one?
Memories, memories, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Of course. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Whereas people in the club
Boy,
go,
that's a old one. Yeah.
different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes, a cutaway coat, perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying mighty hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper, come let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst. Putting on the Ritz. Have you seen the well-to-do up and down Park Avenue on that famous thoroughfare with their noses in the air, high hats and arrow collars, white spats and lots of dollars, spending every dime for a wonderful time? Now if you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. Oh.
Oh. What can I say? You're better than ever. You know, we don't have much time left.
I know, we're having too much fun.
I know it, but I really want to know one very provocative question.
Okay.
Okay. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
What is, right now, the most important thing in your life?
Well, the most important thing in my life, I would say, I'm not doing the best job I can of this, is to take care of myself, because I love my family, I love my music, I love the people around me. I'm very blessed that my decisions have led me to meet some marvelous people, and I want to interact with them as much as I can. I had a marvelous Father's Day with my family on Sunday, just sitting at the bowling alley cafe on Sunday morning. Just we were all there together. Didn't matter, we're just together. So the most important thing in my life is to be able to make sure that I can continue to do this and bring joy to other people. Most of our friends, Dottie and I talked about this, our friends are wonderful people, but they've dedicated their lives to making other people's lives better, whether they're artists or musicians, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest joy.
And what about Dottie?
Oh,
we got to talk
marvelous.
about Dottie
My
for
wife
just a moment.
She's marvelous.
She really is.
She raised 4 children. When I met her, she had 4 teenagers, and we've been married 31 years now. And we have 7 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren.
Oh, my God.
And the oldest great-grandchild is 13. And I'm only 69, so, you know. But we have a marvelous family.
And you met at the club.
We met in the club,
Yeah.
and she didn't want to have anything to do with a musician. And I wasn't going to have anything to do. I was 28 and she was 35. 4 kids was not in my plan.
Oh, she's a cougar.
She was a cougar before there was such a thing.
Boy, I didn't know that.
And her friend said, wait a minute, you met a musician who said he doesn't smoke, drink, or do drugs. Run, girl, he's lying. I think that's why I'm still be able to sing at my age with the quality that I have, because I didn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of my contemporaries have either shredded their voice or they just can't play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're very special.
Very special
And
to be able to do
I
all that.
really am so honored when I have you on the show.
It's my pleasure.
No,
to be here.
really, you're just... And in I don't know if you saw the opening.
I did.
You're in it.
I did see that.
You did see it. Okay, let's do another song.
Okay, this was 50 years ago. I started playing in pizza houses and everything. Yeah. And everybody every once in a while will ask me to play this, and I say, well, about the 3rd time through the verse, I start getting a craving for pizza when I play this song. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea. Frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Annalee. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff. Brought him bits of sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea. frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Unleashed. Puff, a magic dragon, lived by the sea. Frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Unleashed. Together they would travel on boats with billowed sails. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes would bow whene'er they came. Pirate ships would lower their flag when Puff roared out his name.
Thank you so much. I only wish you and Dottie the very best of health. And you've had such success. You're a very lucky man, but you deserve it because you've done so much for hundreds, thousands of people. Thank you, Joe. I just love you. I really do.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
absolutely.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
Okay, well, next year, maybe sooner. And of course, I don't know what we would do without our crew. God knows. But the crew is so important. Absolutely is as important. I mean, we couldn't do
Absolutely.
it. And of course, I want to thank our viewers for watching. And you know what? Oh, I love to say this. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Absolutely.
Mwah.